You could have had a very simple, or not simple in the sense, very safe exit from CA.
Nowadays, CA having 8 to 10 experience lands up in many times as a finance controller or as a CFO. Now, global companies looks for a CMA US ACCA candidate again to land in the category of a CFO or a finance controller. And the starting package, if you ask me, starts from.
What do you think about finance as a field in terms of opportunities for the next 10 years?
Commerce is the present and the future. Let's solve the problems. And there's something which my dad has told me, which I carry even now, is you believe the process, you do it, money will follow.
The problem of a student finding an
right place. Me and my best friends, we'll take a bag, start going to different CA firms. And we were just out of articleship, not even cleared. So we were just going and asking them,
Are you looking at starting a nursery very soon?
More than your bank balance or anything, network is your real asset. Take every opportunity to learn something. Preferably, if you ask me, learn something new every day.
Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode of the podcast. So today we have a very interesting guest. Who is he? What is his background? I'll come to that. Before that, a big question. Did you watch the previous episode? Very important. We had a wonderful discussion with Mr. Arjun on various things connected to students, then future of education, implications of AI, and lots more. And the conversation was very interesting. I loved the conversation. What would have been a single episode became a 2 episode. And we got a lot of comments and we got a lot of messages personally in my inbox, for that episode. And I was very happy. And obviously, this was the first time that I was doing a podcast. So I had those, initial problems of what to ask, how to ask. Now a little more relaxed, on how to take it forward. But today, I have a very interesting guest with me. So obviously, when we go to the next segment or the next person, I had a lot of things in my mind, whom to call, who will come. So then, I was thinking, okay, let me go and bring in a chartered accountant. Then I was like, okay, fine, a chartered accountant. Then I thought, okay, let's just look into a chartered accountant, not chartered accountant, let's look at someone who is into corporate. Then I thought, no, not into corporate. Let us look at someone who has maybe done something in management or who knows strategies. Then I thought, fine, not required. Then let us look at someone who, can maybe, some like an entrepreneurship trait, or where you can they can speak about business, entrepreneurship, consulting and all that. So I was just looking at all this. Suddenly I was like, there's someone who ticks all these boxes. That's the funniest part. I was just looking at, instead of getting 4 people, I can just have one who can tick all the boxes that I've just told you. And the best part is something that I will be proud of, because it's my podcast channel. I thought I'll just tell it to you. He basically becomes to be my student. Unfortunate or fortunate is something that we have to ask him. But, that's something very, very, comes out of happiness to me, that one of my students, he's been invited to the podcast. And so I just traveled to Bangalore and I thought, why don't I just speak to him? Because, it's not a conventional thing that he has basically done after finishing CA as a course. So I thought, a lot of good insights to the current generation of students and parents and all the other people, a different perspective of what a chartered accountant can basically do in life. So yes, without much delay, I'm sure that many of the students who has learned from him would already guessed whom I'm talking about. But anyways, it is my privilege to basically, tell his name out. So welcome Ghanshyam to this podcast. You look very tensed.
No, I'm not. Thank you so much, sir, for a wonderful welcome. Firstly, it feels so happy, proud to hear something like this from my own teacher.
Okay.
And secondly, still, I'm not believing that I'm sitting across you, going to answer some of your questions. And this is something which is going to be watched a lot by my students also out there. So I feel I come here with some kind of a responsibility as well. So anyways, thank you so much for such a warm welcome.
The initial thing that I was basically telling them is because I want to hear this from you.
Okay.
So that I feel good, you know. So thank you for that. So I was actually wanting to hear from you. I knew that you will tell this. So good for that. If you have not told, then maybe I would have cut and told you to tell some good things about me. But anyways, people feel it's too much planned. But anyways, coming to the point. We have viewers coming from across, there are people, maybe aspiring students, parents, we have our colleagues watching this. And I think the first question I want to ask is a very straightforward question. Okay, it's completely related to what you're doing right now. So if you look at chartered accountants, they do CA to basically either maybe practice. Some people qualify CA to get into a big four, maybe move out of India. That's a conventional way: audit, accounts, taxation, something connected to what they have studied. But your profile is completely different. I see that you're running a company which is called, into placementship and all that. So the question is basically how? How is a chartered accountant not doing audit, not doing taxation, but doing placements? How do you get there? So can you just explain your journey towards this unconventional life that you're leading right now?
Sure. Coming from a family of teachers, my mom and dad both are teachers, by the way. So I was like, it's my dad who told me that CA is the right profession for me.
Oh.
Okay. And then I chose it, and I realized it is a very rightful decision which I made also.
Okay.
And then I was like, probably once I did CA, I feel like it was like I always want to solve some problem. When I tell solving a problem, it was like I should.
So you like solving problems?
Yes.
I always thought you create problems.
No, that's one way to solve it.
Okay.
So I thought maybe like giving back to society is something which means a lot.
Okay.
So I was like, I'll just get into teaching. That's where I started.
Okay.
As a CA faculty.
Okay.
And then I was just looking back someday that is this what I want to do going forward also.
Okay.
Then I was like, there can be a lot more which as a faculty or coming from a commerce background or as a CA which I can do.
Okay.
One such thing which I realized was I just look back to my journey.
Okay.
So I come from Kannur in Kerala.
Okay.
And did my CA foundation, that is CPT back then, and then intermediate, which was IPCC. And then I moved out to Bangalore.
Okay.
And I was, if you remember, I was even taking your suggestion, where should I pursue my articleship?
Yeah.
The thing what you told me was, just go explore. And you should go from somewhere where you will feel you'll get a lot more exposure. And Bangalore, I found, because Chennai was a trend at that point or little before probably.
Yeah.
Bangalore was that new age crowd, or there was a shift that was happening at that point.
There was a shift, yes.
I'm talking about probably 10, 12 years. 2017 that.
Yes, there was a shift, yes.
Yeah. So then I came to Bangalore.
Okay.
To be very frank, first time coming to Karnataka back then.
Okay.
So me and my dad came because I don't know what, 18 years, 19 years, whatever. And I was like, first of all, we came to find a CA articleship place. Not very sure what is articleship, first of all. People tell you have to go to Big Four. A few people tell
you have to pause there.
Yeah.
For viewers who doesn't understand what is articleship, basically articleship is a 2-year period or a 3-year period that a CA student must do under a chartered accountant. That's part of the curriculum. Like when you do CA, there's CA foundation, CA inter and CA final. Between that, there's a 2-year, or now it's 2 years. It was 3 years mandatory articleship that they need to do. So what he's referring to is an articleship that students do when they do CA. So he moved out from Kerala to do articleship. Yeah, you can continue.
So I was like very confused whether you should go to a Big Four,
okay,
or a mid-size CA firm or a small-size CA firm. But the only thing which I had was, when I have put effort to come to a new city, I should get the opportunity to learn new things. Now, whether you go to a Big Four or a mid-size firm, wherever, it's a learning anyways, because we know only theory.
Obviously.
So we don't know like what happens in the real world.
Correct.
So I was like ready for anything. Nothing like Big Four is where I want. Nothing was there. Wherever I get to learn, I'll be the happiest.
Okay.
And not sure where exactly I should go and knock the door.
Okay.
Or how to apply also, because social media was not very fancy back then.
Yes.
LinkedIn account was still not even sure what is LinkedIn. And then what
finding a firm was very tough for you.
Very tough. And probably I was in that first gen people who think of going to that Bangalore for an articleship space.
Yeah.
From Kerala or a tier 2 city, probably. And that being the case, I was not sure whom to contact.
Yes.
And that whom to contact would have made my life little more easier is what I thought back then.
Correct.
So I was just exploring. Like spoke to few seniors. They were like not sure because they have also not gone to Bangalore.
Got it.
So then I was like, just Googled out top CA firms in Bangalore.
Okay.
And the Google review system was not so great back then. So it was apps like Quora and all those things which was telling. So these were the top firms.
Yeah.
And one among that being one of the biggest firm, when I thought about an interview, it was always like you need a tie, then you have to have a mustache, clean shaved. So I came and came for the interview and I was like sitting with my peers. And that time, even now my friends, remind me about that look and tease me though. So it was like very serious. They're all in formals. A few have not even tucked in, to be very frank.
Okay.
And then it was like very serious because zero idea about what is an interview. It's only what I've seen in movies is my idea about an interview.
Okay.
And they started giving me a written test.
Okay.
And then I got to know that after written test, you have something called group discussion.
Okay.
After group discussion, you have something called technical round by a manager.
All this for articleship?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. And after which, then post that, it was like you have to go for partners round. So 4 rounds were there.
Okay.
And where I got to do my articleship, very fortunately, is one of the largest mid-size CA firms.
Okay.
And because I was not sure what I want to do after CA,
Okay.
whether should I go for practice, teaching, or employment, zero idea. I was like, let me learn maximum possible. And a distant relative of mine had told me that learn, just focus on that, be curious and learn. Because once you learn something, you will be able to take a decision for yourself.
Correct.
So rather than me deciding something for me, I thought let the universe conspire and decide what exactly works for me properly. And my dad and mom was like, they're also, because I am the first CA from the family.
Okay.
So they're like, you figure out for yourself, because they're all like maths professors, maths teachers. So, and one of the reason for me to take commerce was they are not from a commerce background.
Oh.
Because I'll be asked like, how is your studies going? That question was not there.
Okay.
So then once the interview process got over, like not sure whether you got selected or not. That's another time you just wait. Should we wait or should we apply somewhere? So it was like not at all planned and not at all structured, I felt.
The whole process.
The whole process.
Okay.
Since that you don't know like next what should you do?
Okay.
Should you call them? And if you call them, how will they take it? Is it like a desperation?
Okay.
Or is it like I'm unsure about? I'm not sure like how they will conceive it, right? So then, fortunately, I got placed in that. Exactly where I gave my first interview, and I was like super happy. Parents dropped me. My dad dropped me, and he went back. So staying out of home, it was another struggle altogether. So my dad got me a 1 BHK, and he was like, "You figure it out for your life going forward."
Okay.
Nothing was told. I was like so excited moving out of home. But the real struggle starts then.
Yes.
Because till then everything was spoon-fed.
Correct.
Suddenly you're made to look like, I really don't know how to spend the money. Is something worth it or not?
Okay.
Because we were not spending, like everything was got to a table where we're sitting and everything had to be figured from zero.
You need to take decisions right away from morning.
Exactly.
Because you're doing alone.
Exactly.
From what to eat, everything you have to take a decision.
And first of all, Bangalore roads, if you've seen, it's like a lot of parallel roads and everything looks same. So you don't know where you're going and are you going to the right distance? And very fortunately, I had a very, 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 very close bunch of friends who remains to be my best friends even now. And they were like so supportive. Coming from another state, another language, to be very frank, it was like I could not manage even properly a 2 sentence in English. I used to just think before I speak.
Okay.
Is there a grammatical error? Okay. Now it's like you speak and then you figure out.
Okay.
So the confidence was very different back then. You have to think, especially English was a big hurdle for coming back then, from in Kerala especially.
Okay.
And initially you will get teased by that you have a touch of Manglish.
Accent
was a big problem. And considering all these things, it was like the courage to speak or something. And I ensured one thing that I don't have, to be very frank, I didn't have any friends from my hometown or Kerala back then.
Okay. It was a conscious decision to improve yourself.
Yes, very much. So, because I was pretty much sure that I don't want to be judged anywhere.
Okay.
That was something which was very, I was very particular about that. And fortunately, we were a bunch of batchmates coming from different states. Different problems, different things they have to address. It's a very diverse group.
Okay.
And the learning, I have to tell you, was so good that more than you learn tax, audit, consulting, financial due diligence, valuations, and all those things. Beyond all that, the camaraderie what we shared between the friends, or you got to, like, I was very fortunate to conduct a lot of events.
Okay.
Like the 50th anniversary of our firm and a lot of other events.
Okay.
I was coming from, basically my education was in Kendriya Vidyalaya, and I was a school head boy. So the leadership trait or leadership is something which I always enjoyed.
You enjoyed?
Yes. So I was like very fortunate to conduct a lot of things. Or conducting an office tour, though it might sound very simple. There it was like managing the finance, operations, HR, everything basically.
Okay.
Who should be allocated what work.
Okay.
So understanding that different process, it's not just purely finance, what a CA does is something which I understood. Then I was like, let me solve a problem. That's where we started. So I was like, this problem we have to solve.
The problem of a student finding an
right
articleship
place for. So then we study always that what is like basically human resource finding means you find right people for the right job at the right place at the right time.
Yes.
So this is something which we want to like figure it out and solve it. So me and my best friends, one fine day I was like, let's solve it, but zero idea how do we solve it. We were like, we'll take a bag. All of us took a bag like a sales guy, started going to different CA firms. And we were just out of articleship, not even cleared. So we were just going and asking them, like, we would like to get you articles. We would even help you screen. Because we were conducting a lot of articleship recruitment process in our articleship. So conducting all this, we were aware. So we will do it, we'll make your work easier. Can you give students from, especially tier 2, tier 3, because people from Bangalore knows where they want to land. They have their friends, relatives, they'll easily land. So the objective was to find for other state people to come.
Okay.
And as we speak, we have, I mean, exact number, I'm not recollect, but we have placed too many students for articleship. And that was a revolution back then because there was that first more advantage is something.
Okay.
And to be very frank, we did not even know should we charge, how much to charge, code, finance. Finance was never a concern because our point was let's solve the problem first. And there's something which my dad has told me, which I carry even now is you believe the process, you do it, money will follow. Money always follows. If you go behind money, my experience is money goes a little more far every time. So this is something which I believed. And then I was teaching students. And when you teach students, you have an accountability. It's not just teaching. I feel when they get placed and they message you, that's another happiness altogether.
Okay.
So I was trying to solve multiple problems which is interrelated.
Okay.
Then you place them for articleship. Those people, once they complete articleship, they are the crowd to be placed in CA.
CA.
Now, unfortunately, there are few students who get stuck in CA finals.
Okay.
Now we created or we want to create a market for semi-qualified CAs.
Okay.
Because they're as good as a CA. It's just one exam, maybe one paper, maybe 1 or 2 marks.
Correct.
Which decides between the degree. So we want to ensure that they also get right job.
Right job.
Then we understood that there is always vacancy for everyone. It's just that the right employer or the bridging the gap was not happening.
Okay.
So placementship we started the same thing to bridge the gap between a potential candidate and the employer.
So basically everything happens like this. Yes. Every entrepreneur starts with something that they have experienced in their personal life.
Correct.
If you look at any big business magnates, everything started to solve a problem.
Correct.
If you look at IIC Lakshya also, it remains the same. The problem was to solve the opportunity for a student to learn professional courses in Kerala itself.
Correct.
Where everybody were going to Chennai and Hyderabad to learn CA. I think Lakshya made a revolution by, giving these courses in Kerala itself.
Correct.
And now look at what has happened.
Yes.
7 branches, so many students learning. Everything happens like that. And I think yours is a little more personal problem. Like you had that problem and that personal problem became a big problem which could be solved. And I'm very glad that you've done that, because it's not easy. Because you could have had a very simple or not simple in the sense, very safe exit from CA. There's a lot of safe exits that you can do because chartered accountancy as a profession itself is a big profession. There's nothing that you have to search for jobs. But I think this is a very welcoming step. But at the same time, I also saw one thing I know about you is that once you finish CA, you also decided to again study from IIM. So you've done, the executive MBA from IIM Bangalore, which is like the best for it. So you've done CA, then why again you have wanted to do something like this?
So when I was doing these placements, parallelly doing some consulting, because I come from a background of financial consulting because exposure was good in the firm where I learned.
Okay.
And then it was something which I was lacking, probably what I thought was everything I was seeing from a financial perspective.
Okay.
I'm not telling from a money perspective. I was seeing everything with numbers.
Okay.
So then a decision making was also purely thinking from one perspective.
Okay.
So I want to broaden that perspective.
Okay.
So strategy is a word which we use for every time now without really not understanding what it is.
What it is.
So strategy can be simplest of the simplest problem how to solve to the most complicated problem which you study as various case studies, case scenarios.
True.
So right from strategy, understanding what is a real operation.
Did your interest in teaching strategic management had anything to do with learning this?
Yes, because I always feel something that nothing is the end of learning. Learning is an ongoing process always.
Okay.
So going to a B school, like for an executive general managed program, that is what I did. It was a long duration course at IIM.
Okay.
It was on the campus course. So when we went there, I was seeing a cohort which was very diverse. There were people from, I was the youngest in the batch by the way.
Okay.
So, and they were young, the crowd which ranged the age between say 25 to 52.
Okay.
And few were in the leadership position at various organizations. They came for that upskillment. So that upskillment word is something which I carry very closely.
Okay.
Because that has become a necessity.
Learning never stops.
Exactly, sir.
Okay.
So then what happened is I had even come to you.
Yeah.
Just asking like, I just completed my CA. So what should I be doing next? Then you were like, explore. Maybe a B school would be a good opportunity. And I was like taking, something which I very closely believe is, you should not be asking something to too many people. So whom you feel you can approach and who can guide, you have to find few people. And you should take whatever they're telling. I feel that you should not go behind asking why too many times sometimes.
Too many times, yes.
Because it's just create more and more confusion.
Correct.
Rather you do something, then you figure it out. And then going there I was very scared to be very frank, going to B school. The thing was, everyone is senior. And I was like feeling that will I be left out from the discussions. But I was so well accepted by my cohort that they were like, it's like actually I am learning from them.
Okay.
But today I have a set of friends, I can call them, who are very senior though, who I can approach rather.
Correct.
It was very difficult to approach them other way around.
Correct.
So then when I came, that upskillment word is something which I was carrying very closely. Then I understood that it's not that you have to upskill in your late 20s or 30s or 40s. Nothing. You can always upskill yourself. It's a skill development rather, which has to happen parallelly with your education. Then when coming out from there, I was thinking that we have to make students employable.
Okay.
It's like placements you're giving. But why don't we think about making them equipped enough to find themselves the placements?
So basically,
the route.
The route.
Yeah.
The place before placing them.
Yes.
Okay.
So then I was like, placement before that, a pre-placement would make sense.
Okay.
So that pre-placement will help them placed or rather employable.
Okay.
Then we started something called employer.
Employer.
Yes.
Okay.
So the objective was you train when the students are young.
Okay.
And you make them feel that there is something which you can do parallelly with any education what you're following.
Okay.
Language is never a barrier.
Perfect.
Interview something which you don't have to experience going there. It's something which you can have a kind of it's just like you create an atmosphere of a real scenario wherein they can come, learn, experience and upskill themselves. This is something we were trying to address.
So basically you had a placementship company where placing students.
Yes.
Then you start with employer, which is a pre-placement.
Yes.
So you're going behind.
Yes.
Are you looking at starting a nursery very soon?
Probably, sir. Backward integration.
Backward integration. But this is a good thought, no? So from one thing you've come to another, which is basically very important, I think.
Correct.
So that's where, so you've broadened yourself.
Yes.
From what started as a placement company, now you have come to a situation where you have diversified into a pre-placement area also.
Correct.
So getting into students at a very early age.
Yes.
So that they become more equipped towards.
They can be molded much better.
And I think your networking matters, right? Because you've been into this IIMs, and when you came to Bangalore, the people you met, it makes a big difference. Like I always say that, why do you have to learn MBA from such a big college? Or I'll put direct question from Lakshya itself. Somebody asked me, why do you have to study at Lakshya? I tell them it's basically because the ecosystem, the people in Lakshya, the faculties you meet, the kind of people that come here for Pro Talks, it actually gives you a more better, connects with people, which exactly is very important when you go forward.
More than, rightly like you said, sir, more than your bank balance or anything, network is your real asset today.
Yes.
Because the approachability to a person whom we think we cannot, and when we get to learn from them, life changes. So rightly, like you said, when the pre-placement thought came, I always believe in working as a team. Because when you think you want to do something for yourself, generally it doesn't work always like that. You have a team, you see a common dream. So I was like looking for someone from a core HR background. So I found my co-founder like that. So, and then what happens is you have a set of people going for the same objective. Then things become easier. Actually. Because I might be thinking from one perspective. It's always, you need some people to, sometimes it's required to humble you also.
Correct.
You might be going very fast.
Correct.
So then it was like pre-placement will help students find the right placement. Now, if you ask me the current scenario where there are AI and everything, more than you giving placements, students are these days the Gen Z, or I mean, I don't know whatever the new, if there's even more generation, right? So they are equipped enough to find the right job for them, if you ask me. You don't have to take them, see, there's an interview, you please go attend that. That time is moving.
Okay.
You develop skills. You have every opportunity is available. You skill, you upskill yourself, you find the right job. And then it's always like students or this generation started understanding that opportunities are too much.
Just when you talk about opportunities, I just want interjecting there. What do you think about finance as a field in terms of opportunities for next 10 years? From a placement perspective, how easily it has been to identify jobs for a chartered accountant or for an ACCA? How is it available, or is it very tough? It's very scarce. What has been your experience?
I'll give you my own example. Coming from a family of teachers and everyone who has taken science, engineering and everything at home, if my dad has to tell me to do CA, that itself answers. He has seen the potential in commerce. And back then, everyone at my home have doubted him, to be very frank. See, if he goes there, fails, you are the reason. Even my mom told. So mom obviously thinks from a child like, will my son be able to clear? Those are the thoughts. Then once I got into CA, when I was doing parallelly, there are courses like ACCA, CMA, CFA, CPA. Commerce is the present and the future.
Okay.
That's the word I would use.
And how easy it is, like in your placementship company, how easy have you felt to get jobs for these qualifications?
The best part I have seen with commerce courses is, generally I have heard from my friends who have taken non-commerce courses that every time you go for an interview, they ask, where was your previous employment? What is your experience? And fortunately, commerce, various courses comes with a curriculum wherein you need to have some training or you have some qualification before you go for a training. And then what happens is that training becomes your experience. Okay. It's not like an internship anymore. It's a proper on-the-job training.
So basically you land a job.
Yes, you land into a job, that to a high-paying job.
And my question is very straightforward. If a chartered accountant qualifies today, what could be the starting package?
So as we speak, where negotiations of various candidates whom we are placing is happening, I can tell a broader range rather. Maybe I know situations where students land up in say 80,000 minimum salary all the way till 2 lakhs also.
Starting salary of 2 lakh per month.
Very much. Rankers, of course, is getting much more also.
Okay.
So, average of 1 lakh, which if you see falls in the top 5% of the entire country.
And even if, what about ACCA, CMA? I know it's not like CA where you get 1 lakh, etc. But still, do they land up good jobs?
Yes. Again, range if you ask me. Starts from, like 35,000 onwards, 50,000 onwards in case of ACCA and all.
Okay.
So it's a range, obviously, because you have to be the best in what you do, ultimately. Professional qualification gives you that opportunity to land into a job. Enter the job.
That's where it is.
Yes.
And my point is, like, I was really like 1 lakh or 40, 50,000, whatever the salary you say. It's where you start, right?
Exactly.
After that's the way it goes.
Exponential growth.
Have you had, job placements coming where you need 20 years of experience where they are paid a CR or 1 CR, 2 CR?
How many CRs I cannot tell, because the people who are seeing this will see, but a CFO, generally, it's a term where years back it was like 20 years experience. Nowadays, is CA having 8 to 10 experience lands up in many times as a finance controller or as a CFO. Now, global companies looks for a CMA US ACCA candidate again to land in the category of a CFO or a finance controller. And the starting package, if you ask me, starts from 1 CR.
That's what.
Keeping aside the ESOPs, perks and aside.
Now, to all the viewers, let me understand, to tell you something. When we're talking about packages, what you have to understand here is that what he's trying to say is that you land up a job, which is the first basic thing. You land up a job once you complete the course. Second is your starting salary, maybe 50, 60, 70, 80, 1 lakh. Okay. then the exponential growth that you get, through experience is something I don't think that anybody else earns when it comes to any other professions. And then the best part is what he said, becoming a CFO of a company used to take 20-25 years before. Now it's like a very fast journey.
Exactly.
Say in 7 years, 10 years, I've seen people at 30, 33 age becoming CFOs of companies. So that is the opportunities that people have, right? So that is the range of opportunities that finance professionals can actually get. And the age. Obviously, commerce, what is the average age of a starter that you place? For example, the first job they land at what age? 25, 27?
If you ask me, keeping articleship aside, and like ACCA, CMA, CA, maybe 21 to like 23.
That's for 22, 21.
If you see average, yes.
So you're landing a job at the age of 21, 22. So think about this. When you think about your future, something you start working at the age of 21. So when you're 51, you're already 30 years experience.
I would like to touch upon a recent incident which I had. A student got an offer letter, which is very high for a fresher. And she was 21 years and few months. She was asking me once she got the offer letter, "Sir, can you also help me understand what should I be investing on or what should I do with this?"
Okay.
I was like, this is a very happy problem which everyone would like to have.
Correct.
It's not a stressful problem.
Yeah.
And then I was like, how did she land up here?
Okay.
It was just her qualification. Neither her previous experience, nor where she is, like what is her background, which university, college. It was just about the profession, what they got. And let me add that point. She is an alumnus of your institute, which is ACCA.
Oh, wonderful.
And I was just telling her, I was able to connect with her better was, I told her that I also belong to the same fraternity.
Okay. That's like a wonderful news. And I think when I heard you saying that, regarding this, it's a good problem to solve. I think next interview you do, you would have started one more company.
Okay.
Because every problem has led to
planning the salary.
So maybe you will start something to now. You have done placements, you're doing pre-placement. Now you'll start. I'll plan your salary also.
That's a happy problem which I would like to have now.
Happy problem what you would have. I think that's where it's nice to hear, because see, what really I wanted to get when I discuss with you to tell all the viewers is that that's what commerce gives you. These courses that you have, it gives you abundant, opportunities available in India, abroad, outside India. There are a lot of opportunities available. And I think this is something that students don't realize. They don't understand the potential of the commerce industry even now. They still believe it's just accounting, just doing that, but nothing more than that. So now coming to, anyways, we are running short of time because we've discussed a lot. So before this ends, I just want to touch one more thing. Now, if you were to speak to the current set of students, or who are the viewers who are watching, what is the message that you can give with respect to what kind of, skills or what kind of a preparedness should a person have right now to maybe land up at a good job, apart from qualification, and then maybe going, after the job is landed, going forward and reaching the higher position. Just take them through so that students have an idea about what they need to do more than what their profession gives.
So if you ask me that, today you learn a lot more even outside books also.
Okay.
Like you have the AI, chat GPT you call, or cloud or whatever. You get to learn. You have a lot of source of learning. So the thing which I keep telling to my students in class is also that take every opportunity to learn something. Preferably, if you ask me, learn something new every day. And you don't know what is going to be your lifesaver at any point. So for example, like an experience which I had was, soft skills is something which we have to focus more. The sense that like where I come from, the pre-placement thing. So how you carry yourself matters. So the way, the professional language what you use matters. Even the exposure or how well versed you are with Microsoft tools to a software like a Tally or a Zoho. So there are a lot of things you don't have to go and learn as such, but you can get all those things in your laptop or your desktop, wherever you're using.
Yeah.
And these are skills you have to parallelly develop along with your professional qualification. And I mean, like we were discussing, many courses we are already providing in Lakshya.
Yeah.
So that is exactly the add-on, and students should also try to learn beyond that.
Beyond that, yes.
When I tell beyond that, you can just maybe Google out.
Correct.
What are the opportunities, or how do I integrate AI into something what I do?
Correct.
Just that inquisitive mind is
Yes.
something which a student can develop or they should focus on.
Very true. Very true.
And I feel students these days understand that. They also start realizing that it's not about you write an exam, get a law,
Correct.
land in a job. I have to differentiate myself from the rest of the crowd when I go for an employment.
Correct.
Otherwise, you'll be just one among the many.
Yeah.
That realization students start getting.
So while studying itself, they need to develop these skills.
Yes.
It's all
Yes.
about developing.
Yes.
And all the students, please understand, there was a time where people did not have sources of information. If they have to read books, they have to go to a library. The library could be far away from their home. It might not be available in the city also. And there is nothing in the fingertips. So nowadays, everything is available in your fingertips, in your laptops, where you can just open it, watch it, learn, relearn. That's the world that you are currently in. So it's all about, prioritizing your time. You have to spend time on social media. You have to meet your friends. You have to play. All those things should happen. But along with that, it's very important to also use these resources to upgrade yourself to the next level. Because I don't think that, any generation, from now is going to be having lack of information. Only the problem is, whether we are using those informations to the best of our abilities and requirements. So I think that's the message that I really wanted to give. And thank you so much, Ghanshyam, for being part of this podcast. Had a wonderful discussion regarding a different perspective of what a chartered accountant can do, and the placements that you talk about, the salary range that you spoke about that commerce professionals are currently getting. And I think that continue doing your good work, continue this job. I can't say a job, the kind of mission that you are in, let it reach bigger heights. And maybe, tomorrow, what else is your dream? If you can manifest something that you want.
So first of all, it was my pleasure to be here. And if you ask me what is that I manifest about, solve a bigger problem. That much only I just think.
Okay.
Because there are problems there, right? So let's solve.
I think everybody must think he's always about problems. But anyways, good. That's how things work. So all the best again. And to everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope that every one of you would have stayed along the whole discussions that we had. So again, let me remind you that we are in our third episode. We already had 2 episodes before. So please go watch. Lot of interesting insights that you will get in the age of reels, where your concentration level is 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. Spending 25 to 30 minutes is always difficult. But sometimes certain things which are longer sometimes gives you a little more in return, than some things which are very short. So look at these wonderful episodes coming in. So until next time, I'll meet you again with new guests, new people, with more informations. Excited. Till then, goodbye. See you.